Hello students, welcome back. Today I am Anuradha from DPS Alwani Lamachar going to start another chapter, that is chapter 13, photosynthesis in higher plants. See students, you all are familiar with this term, that is photosynthesis. What does it mean? Photo means in presence of light. Okay, so in presence of light, synthesis of what? Synthesis of the glucose. Okay, so if I will recall the simpler step for the photosynthesis, how can you say when we are having CO2, okay, and the requirement is what? Water. In presence of the sunlight, in presence of sunlight, there must be chlorophyll pigment, okay, and what it will form? C6H12O6. It is nothing, it is glucose, okay, and this one is the carbon dioxide. So here what is happening from CO2, okay, CO2 is what? It is in a gaseous form, okay. From this gaseous forms, what you are getting here? The aqueous form, because the glucose which we are getting here, they are mixed with the nutrients, okay. So this gaseous form will change into the aqueous form, that is the glucose. Second thing, here we know that in biomolecules chapter already we have done that CO2 is what? It is inorganic compound, okay. So here from inorganic to organic material you are getting in this photosynthesis. So this is about the summary about the photosynthesis. But now here you will understand that how this photosynthesis will take place. Okay, now you have to understand more about this photosynthesis. So in this chapter we are going to study whole about this process. Okay, so let's discuss about some basic points here. The first thing which I have written here, physiochemical process. Now, what is the meaning of physiochemical process? Whenever we are talking about the photosynthesis, some characteristics are there. The first characteristic is physiochemical. It means that there must be some physical change as well as the chemical change. Okay, so what physical change you are seeing here? You can see that it is what? It is CO2. Okay, from here you are getting the glucose. Some physical change is there. Okay, now what is the chemical change? Chemical change, it is a gaseous form, okay, and it is, you can say, aqueous form. So here chemically as well as the physical change you are observing in this photosynthesis right here. Now comes to the other point about the use of light energy in this photosynthesis. What is the requirement? The requirement is that there must be a sunlight, okay. In presence of sunlight only this process will take place properly, okay. So this is the basic requirement for happening this photosynthesis here. Now comes to the if I will talk about the importance of photosynthesis, why this photosynthesis is very important for our human beings. The points are that these are the primary source of food, okay, because we know that plants are the producers. Whatever the plants will produce, it will be consumed by the consumers, right? So here what we can say, it is the primary source of all the food. Whether if I'm talking about the herbivores, if I will talk about the carnivores, because ultimately they are also dependent on the herbivores. When the herbivores will eat these plants, then only they will be able to we can say consume the herbivores also. So this is the primary source of food for our ecosystem, right? Another one, the release of oxygen in atmosphere. All the people who are living in in this earth, they need oxygen. If oxygen will not be there, then there will be no possibility of life in our atmosphere, right? So here two basic importance of this photosynthesis is what? Nothing. It is the primary source of all the food, as well as they can release the oxygen, and this oxygen is very important for our human being, or we can say for all the living organisms, right? Now comes to the requirements. As already I have discussed here that chlorophyll pigment is necessary, then light, then CO2, then water. So these are some requirements for happening this photosynthesis right here. Now what is happening during this photosynthesis? The first thing I said, physiochemical process. We have done this thing. Now another one is the reduction. Reduction means what? What you are seeing here, what do you understand by reduction? It means that there must be addition of hydrogen, Okay, whenever there will be addition of hydrogen, so what will happen, the process will be reduction process. So here you can see you are having only CO2, but when you are getting this glucose C6H12O6, there is addition of this hydrogen molecule. Okay, so this is what, this is the reduction process. So we can say photosynthesis is a reductional process, right? Another one is the endothermic reaction. What do you understand by endothermic reaction? Endothermic reaction are those reaction, those which needs the, we can say, energy from the outside. Okay, two types of reaction, exothermic as well as endothermic. Exothermic are what, which are releasing the energy. Okay, but in case of endothermic, they needs the energy for what, for happening this process in a good form. So here we can say photosynthesis is what, it is a endothermic reaction. Why? Because it needs sunlight energy to produce the glucose here. First thing. Then anabolic process, we know that in any of the human beings, metabolism is very very important. And metabolism is nothing, it is a summation of anabolism and catabolism, right? So anabolism is what, it is a constructive unit, means that from simpler, we can say, from simpler molecules to uh, complex food. Okay, so here you can see the structure is very simple of CO2, but as the photosynthesis will take place, what will happen, it will convert into the complex food material, that is the glucose. Okay, and again some other requirements like light and chlorophyll, these are there. But generally, what do you understand by the anabolic process? Where it is a constructive process in which we are getting the complex food material from the simpler food material, right? Here, so we have done these characteristics of photosynthesis here. Now we will understand that how we come to know that photosynthesis is there, what are the basic thing about the photosynthesis. Okay, so for that some experiments are required. So these experiments requirement is for what, to check that whether photosynthesis is happening or not. So for that the condition must be required. What are the condition is that there must be oxygen formation. Okay, there must be oxygen formation. And second condition is what, there must be presence of starch. Okay, if starch will be there, what will happen, when we will go for the we can say for the test, or what type of test we are performing to check this photosynthesis, we are performing the iodine test. Okay, whenever starch will combine with iodine, okay, when we are adding this iodine in the starch, what happens, it changes the color into the blue black color, right? So by this we can infer that there must be a presence of what, presence of glucose. If glucose will be there, automatically it means that the photosynthesis will be there. Okay, so this is the whole thing what we have to understand here, the formation of oxygen. And second thing what we have to understand, that the presence of starch. Okay, on the basis of these two things we will infer our experiments here. Okay, so in earlier grade you must have studied about some experiments, or we can say basic experiments. Okay, so here we will understand some more experiments, but before that we will revise the earlier experiment. Okay, so earlier experiment was what, variegated leaf experiment. Now what, first of all, what is the meaning of variegated leaf? Variegated leaf is what, if it is a leaf here, okay, so here they are having some different patches. Some are green patches and some are non-green patches. Okay, so in whenever you will see this type of patches here in these leaves, okay, so it is what, it is a variegated leaves. Now wherever you can see these green spots here, what does it mean? It means that photosynthesis will be there in these green spot. And what about the non-green parts? It means that there will be no photosynthesis. Okay, so on the basis of this thing we will conclude our experiment. Now here you can see that variegated leaf, when we will place this variegated leaf in the dark condition, okay, what will happen? We know that sunlight is very very important for the photosynthesis, but when we are putting this leaf in the dark condition, what will happen, whatever the starch this leaf has prepared earlier, it will be consumed here. Okay, so in the dark condition what this leaf will do, it will exhaust, or it will take all the food material which is stored in the green parts. right? Again, what I have done, I kept this leaf again into the light condition. First of all, what I did, I took into the light condition, dark condition, then transfer into the light condition. Why to the light condition? Again, for the process of photosynthesis. We know that as we will provide the light to the leaf, what will happen? It will start performing the photosynthesis process. Okay, so again, what happens here? Photosynthesis will be there. Due to photosynthesis, what will happen? Again, this green patches will start photosynthesis. Okay, and it will try to, or it will store the food material here in their green patches. Okay, now what we have done, we have kept this leaf in the boiling ethanol. Why? Because if when we were putting this leaf in the ethanol, due to this the whole leaf will get damaged here, right? And when we will go for the test with iodine, when we will go for the test with iodine, what will happen? We will get the blue black color, and this blue black color indicates what? It indicates that these patches are having the starch as a stored form. Okay, so what we have concluded here, it means that whenever we are putting this leaf into in the light condition, and this green patches is responsible for what? For the photosynthesis. Okay, so here what you have observed here, you have observed that the role of what? Role of light. Role of light is very very important for the photosynthesis. Okay, and with the help of what? With the help of starch formation. So as already I have taught you, the two things are important. What we will notice? The presence of starch. So here we can see, yes, the starch is present. It means that photosynthesis must be there, right? So the first experiment is very simple. Already we have done this thing. Now comes to the another experiment, that is the von Moval half leaf experiment. Okay, so in this experiment, what happens that you have taken this test tube. Okay, in this test tube you have kept some KOH. What you have kept? KOH, right? Now you have provided with the leaf like this. So when we are putting this leaf, we are seeing that it should be half inside the test tube and half outside the test tube. So what does it indicate? It indicates that the part which is present inside the test tube, it will be present, it will show the presence of glucose or not. It means that we know that as the sunlight will be there, it will start doing the photosynthesis. But the part which is present inside the leaf, it will not be able to perform the photosynthesis properly. Why? Because as we have provided KOH here, the function of KOH is that it will absorb all the CO2. What it will do? It will absorb all the CO2. If it will absorb all the CO2, so this CO2 will not be available to the part which is present inside the test tube. Okay, so there will be no photosynthesis, no starch formation. Okay, and the leaf, the part of the leaf which is present outside one, it will get sufficient CO2. Okay, it will get sufficient CO2, and as I have already discussed here, that CO2 is very very essential for the photosynthesis. So here what we can say, that KOH has absorbed all the CO2. So here there will be no photosynthesis. As we will perform this iodine test again to this leaf, what we will observe here, that this part which is outside one, it will perform the positive test. It means that it will change into the blue black color with the iodine. Okay, and it shows that yes, there is a presence of starch. But here you can see that no, it will not show any positive result with the iodine. It means that there will be no formation of starch and no photosynthesis might be there. Okay, so by which means we have decided on the basis of CO2. So here we have discussed about the role or importance of what? Importance of CO2. So we can say yes, CO2 is also very very important for the photosynthesis. Okay, so these are the basic experiments which we have performed in an earlier grade. Now here we will start some more experiments. Okay, so here the first experiment performed by the Joseph Priestley. Joseph Priestley in 1772, what he performed here, he took bell jar. What is bell jar? It is made up of glass like this. So this bell jar, what he did, he kept mice here as well as one candle here. Okay. Now, when he observed that this mice is not gets suffocated here and the candle gets extinguished here. Okay. So what is happening here? It shows that if there will be no oxygen, what is happening, already they are releasing the CO2. This burning candle is also releasing the CO2 and this mice is also releasing the CO2, but they are not getting the oxygen. Okay, so if oxygen will be there, then we can say there is a life and there is a proper photosynthesis. So now another experiment, what he did, he changed the material now and he kept the mint plant. Okay, now he kept the mint plant as well as the mice and this burning candle. Now what he observed here, he observed that when we kept this mint plant here, then this mice is also alive and candles is also not gets extinguished. So it means that this plant is very important, which is providing the oxygen also. Okay, so for burning candle, what is required? Oxygen. It means that air is also required. For this mice also, air is also required, otherwise they get suffocated, right here. So we can say after this Joseph Priestley experiment is that when we are having the proper oxygen, okay, then this experiment will continue, right? So what we have observed from here, we have observed that importance of what? Importance of the oxygen. Okay, now another scientist came here in 1730 and to 1799. The name was a Jan Ingenhousz. So what he performed here, he performed the same setup. Okay, but the condition is now changed. Here, according to Joseph Priestley, he performed this experiment where in the during the daytime, but he performed this same experiment during the daytime as well as the night hours. Okay, so what he observed, the result somehow changes here. Why? Because if we are taking this experiment in the daytime, okay, so what is there? Sunlight is there. So what it has shown, that sunlight is also very important. If sunlight will be there, proper CO2 will be there, then there will be photosynthesis. But if the same condition we are giving in the night time or the night hours, what will happen? The result will get changed here. And now what the result you will get it here, at the night hours you will see that the mice is not alive, again it gets suffocated and this candle is also get extinguished. Okay, and the at the daytime the result will remain same, as we are keeping this mint plant, so everything will be all right. Okay, now along with this he also performed one more experiment, that was the glass jar. So he took the glass jar, okay, he took the glass jar and kept this submerged plant. We know that hydrilla is what? Hydrilla is a submerged plant or the aquatic plant. So what he did, he kept this hydrilla, which is a submerged plant, and provide this light intensity. Okay, what he did, he provided the light intensity to this plant. And what he observed, that as he was providing the light intensity, there will be formation of this bubbles type structure. Okay, so what is happening, there will be formation of bubbles. What this bubbles indicates, it indicates that there is a presence of oxygen. Okay, so we can say that yes, from this experiment we have concluded, or this scientist has included, that oxygen is also there where photosynthesis will take place. Okay, so to condition again, if photosynthesis will be there, formation of starch must be there. If photosynthesis will be there, oxygen must be formed. Okay, so here we have taken both two condition and it can be followed in both two cases also. So what is happening, that oxygen is there as the bubbles are forming, as we are providing the high light intensity. The more the light intensity, more the production of this oxygen bubbles here, right? So this is the experiments performed by the Jan Ingenhousz. Now the another experiment was given by the Julius von Cells. These scientists names are very important. You have to memorize this one. In 1854, what he observed, that if if production of glucose will be there in any of the green parts, so it shows that there must be a starch also. Already we are performing the same experiment in the above one. The presence of starch shows that yes, photosynthesis is also there. So production of glucose indicates what? It indicates that it is what? It is starch. And starch is what? Starch is nothing. It is the stored form of glucose. Plant stored their food material in which form? In form of starch here. Okay. Now, along with this, the scientists also observed that in leaf, okay, in leaf, some cells are present. In this cell, they observed that some green structures are there. Okay, but that time they were not knowing about this green structure. But right now we know that what is this green structure? It is nothing. It is the chloroplast. Okay, chloroplast is that green structure. So here he observed that some green structures are present in the cells of the leaf, and in this green structure some chemicals are also synthesizing. And now we know that what is this green chemicals here? It is also a chlorophyll. So what we have concluded? Chloroplast is there, and in this chloroplast, chlorophyll pigment is there, which will act as a green chemicals. So that time he was not knowing about these two things, but yes, he has given some idea about that green structure and the green chemicals which is present inside the leaf. Okay, now comes to the another scientist here, T.W. Engelmann in 1843-1909. So this experiment is again very important. Now what he did here, he took the filamentous green algae in this test tube. Okay, if it is a test tube here, he has taken this filamentous green algae. So filamentous green algae means they are present in the form of filaments. They are present in form of filaments. And example is what? Cladophora. So he took cladophora inside this test tube. Along this, he kept some aerobic bacteria also. What he do? Aerobic bacteria. Now what is the role of this aerobic bacteria? It means that wherever aerobic bacteria will be there, it will move towards the oxygen. What it will do? It will move towards the oxygen, because we know that aerobic is what? Related to the oxygen, and anaerobic is absence of oxygen. So these aerobic bacteria will move towards the oxygen part. Now what he did here? He kept this prism here. Okay, so now we know that sunlight is important for the plants, but what type of sunlight, which part of the sunlight is important? So he concluded about the specific part or specific zone of the light. So here he took this prism and kept like this. Now he provided the light or the sunlight. So we know that as the light will enter inside this prism, it will split into 7 different colors. So there are 7 different colors. 4, 5, 6, 7. It is split into 7 different colors. What are they? Vibgyor. Okay. So Vib, Vibgyor, like this. So the majority of the aerobic, or we can say these bacteria, has been accumulated in which part? In the blue part as well as red part. So blue as well as red zone, in blue as well as the red zone, we have concluded that there will be more accumulation of this aerobic bacteria around this cladophora. Okay, so what we have concluded from here, it means that these two zones are very important for the photosynthesis. Why? Because more oxygen will be there, and already we have discussed that we are seeing what two things? Starch as well as oxygen. So here we are showing the importance of oxygen here. So what is happening? So oxygen will accumulate inside around this whole cladophora, in which region? Blue and red region. So here same thing, aerobic bacteria we have taken here, and in this blue red region we are getting more oxygen. Okay, so this is all about the experiments which we know about the photosynthesis. And here in the today's session we have done some more experiments. So now in the later or the coming sessions we will come to know that how this photosynthesis will take place. Okay, so some more important information we will come to know here. So that's all for today. Thank you.